Listen, I'm curious as to what is your opinion on, the new wave of social media influencers that kind of get mixed up in, comedian bag. You actually have some that's stepping out on the road doing stand up now. I mean, what are your thoughts on that new generation?
I like them. I think there's a way to parlay. It goes back to what I said at the top. You fuck around and inherit the goals of your predecessors, then you just trying to be what's already been done. A lot of these new youngins, they're creating their own lanes because of exclusion within the traditional paths that have been set forward for them. So there's something to learn from them. That's why the shutdown was kind of good for older comedians, because you niggas had to fucking criticize these young niggas, and then all of y'all had to become internet niggas for a solid year because there wasn't no comedy clubs. Now y'all learning about algorithms and what data post and tags and captioning videos and vertical 16:9 ratio versus 4:3. Yeah, dumb motherfucker. Now you gotta learn all that shit. So I don't think there's anything bad about it. I think if you're performing live, though, make sure you're ready. If you're not, you're going to eventually burn a bridge with your customers. I know traditional stand-ups, these niggas that might be their first comedy show. Them people never come back to comedy again. Maybe. But if somebody makes them laugh long enough, hard enough, they'll still come see you live. And if not, word of mouth will get them when you come through that market the second or the third time. I think the short answer is that there's a lot to learn from the younger comics, whether they're performing on the stage or not. And they could gain to learn something from us on the performance side of things. But I do think that there's definitely a lot of bravado, a lot of big chestedness going on between both camps. That's unfortunate because they could both learn something from one another. But, when I look at the Who is Ryan Davises of the world, God damn it, I just forget Desi Banks of the world, like cats like that who built it from the ground up and then went out on the road and slowly built that shit. Same with, say, somebody like Kev on stage. Like,
right.
build your camp, find the people that you rock with creatively and grow. And I think that there's a hesitancy with old heads to the audacity of knowing that you don't know everything and having to humble yourself and let some 23-year-old and let some 23-year-old coach you on how to post 30-second videos. You don't like the skits, that's fine, but if the skits getting people to come out and pay $25, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Because there ain't no showcase comedy on TV no more. There's no Comic View. There's no Premium Blend. So sooner or later, you got to do something to build awareness to get people out, which means you have to respect the viewing habits of people on the internet. And you have to learn about the algorithm and what the algorithm rewards and allows people to see, which means maybe you got to do something short and sweet. Or you can remain a traditionalist and rely on word of mouth, and that's fine. That is also an option. But I'm not going to ever throw shade at someone that has figured out in these times how to make money and to convince strangers to show up to a room to watch them talk. That's literally all we're trying to do. Everything we do is to convince strangers to show up and sit in a fucking chair and be quiet for 90 minutes. And that's wild that the way you went about getting strangers to give you $25 a ticket, I don't approve of. Nigga, hush.
Listen,
figure out your way, I'm not finna sit here and...
It's funny that you said, because 2020 has kind of leveled the playing field, if you will. You know what I mean? Now you have to figure out other means and ways to make money, and it's out here. I mean, like you said, there's a lot of those you can call them comedians, at this point, because they have built a fan base. Look at Country Wayne. I mean,
I forgot about Country Wayne. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many that they don't really have to do it like those before did. You know what I mean? It's a new way, and it just makes me wonder, like, what are your thoughts on the future of stand-up, of comedy? And what about the legends that you mentioned? You mentioned a lot of legends, man. Some more Earthquake, Vel Crawford. I mean, what is the future, for Black comedy?
I think black comedy would be fine. If you don't believe me, pull up the footage of an 85 South show.
Mm.
If you build it, they'll come. Them boys are doing thousands of seats. Fuck a comedy club. They're doing thousands of seats, 2,500, 4,000, 4,500, 6,000 of seats. If you are funny, and you're funny enough for someone to tell somebody else about you, somebody will pay money to come see you. Black or white, it don't matter. And I think that part of it is never going to change. The one thing that has never left our society from the beginning. I'm talking about mankind, nigga, off the grip. I'm talking about my fucking Shakespeare and fucking Roman gladiator shit. The desire for human beings to show up to a place to be entertained has never left. And it's never going to change. Only thing that might change is the metaverse and nigga put on VR goggles and go to some virtual comedy club. But even still, you could charge people if you want
it. And then they will show up. And they will buy.
Yeah.
They already lining up. Companies already lining up for that. So you're telling the truth.